you're thinking about starting your own welding fabrication shop, here's three things that you need to know. First off, you're going to be end up spending about 50% time in the shop filling out on customer projects. Now, realistically, it could be 40 to 70%, but for the purpose of this example, we're going to use 50 right there. Okay, so the other thing you have to spend time on is keeping your ducks in a row for the government. So we're going to say, for the example, 10% of your time is going to be going to the government stuff. That's keeping your books in a row, paying your taxes, keeping all your ducks in a row so you don't get in trouble. And then the other 40% is going to be spent on customer interactions. These are just rough numbers that I find from my job shop, and these can be, filling out invoices, quotes, people walking in the door asking for different services. But you're going to have to keep up on your invoices, your quotes. You can go chase down the money when people are, giving you trouble. Again, if you have a slightly different business model, you might be able to bill out more time. You might be running a truck where you show up from one job site every day for a week. You just buy a box of rods and get after it. That's great. You might have some manufacturing. You might be able to bill out, 7, 8, 9, 10 hours a day out of a 10-hour day. But if you work a typical 10-hour day, you're billing out about 5 hours, and that's just the truth of it. Sometimes 4, sometimes it's 7. But if you want to bill out an 8, 9, 10-hour day, which might be what you're thinking, oh, hey, I'm going to start this welding shop, make lots of money, and bill out 10 hours a day. You're going to have to work 20 hours a day typically to actually bill out 10, because you still have to keep up on marketing, customers, government, all that other stuff. And if you fail in any one of these areas, it's lights out, you're in deep, right? If you don't bill out enough hours, you're not going to make any money, and your customers are not going to be happy because you can't deliver on your promises. If you don't keep up on the government, they'll put your lights out for you. And if you don't keep up on your sales pipeline and whatnot, again, lights out. So these are just some things you got to think about. It's not to say you can't do it, no matter you're doing it, lots of people do it, you can totally do it too. But you got to keep in mind these things. If you're a good welder, that's great, but you have to be a great welder, honestly, because everything's got to figure out yourself. You might have some mentors, people you can turn to, but at the end of the day, you go in the place and you're responsible for all of it. If the parts aren't fitting right, the drawings don't make sense, you got to figure it out. And then not only that, but you have to be a full-time business manager. You basically have to work two jobs in your job, and make it all balanced, make it all work, which is great. It's totally achievable. Lots of people do it. You can probably do it too. But you got to keep that in mind before you start, that realistically about half your time is going to end up in the shop getting done what you want to do, what you love to do, maybe what you love doing, and that's why you want to start a business, because you love welding. But if you don't have a love for business management, you're going to be battling that the whole time, because you have to bring those two together or hire people to take it over for you, which is expensive, and you might not be able to do that right at the start. You might be able to do it once things get going, and if you grow too far, you'll have to do that. You'll have to delegate those tasks. You'll have to delegate all tasks and really grow. But you can't start out expecting to do that immediately, because it takes a lot of money.